Hi there. Okay, here we have an essay at level C1, and here's the question. In your English class, you've been talking about old people in society. Now, your English teacher has asked you to write an essay. Around the world, people are living longer and staying healthy for longer and longer. What changes does this bring to today's society? Are these changes good or bad? Write about caring for the elderly, jobs, your own idea. So, here we have the essay. Effect of old people on today's society. I think it would probably sound better with the effect of old people on today's society. Okay, elderly people in the 21st century have the opportunity to live a longer and healthier life than their ancestors earlier. Okay, I think this word earlier is unnecessary, than their ancestors. It is important to mention that our society is also going to be influenced through this phenomenon. Going to be influenced through. Through's okay. By this phenomenon would sound better. I might probably put as a result of this phenomenon. So it's important to mention that our society is also going to be influenced as a result of this phenomenon. The aim of this essay is to introduce the negative and positive effects of old people's longer life period. Okay, so the aim of this essay is to introduce, maybe to discuss, to consider, to think about. I think to consider the negative and positive effects of old people's longer life period. This word period isn't right. I think the best word here would be life span. Yeah? And let's see, longer life period. This word lifespan, the span of life, a period of life. This is a word you would need to increase the level of your essay. Okay? So the aim of this essay is to consider the negative and positive effects of old people's longer lifespan. Yeah. First of all, if elderly people live longer, it also means that the society has to care for them, has to care for more of them than earlier, when people did not live so long. Okay, so first of all, if elderly people live longer, it also means that the society has to care for them, has to care for more of them than earlier, when people did not live so long. It's okay, but we can make this look a bit better. First things that I like very much. If elderly people live longer, it also means this is a zero conditional, and conditionals are really good things to include in essays. Yeah, this is part of your repertoire. Okay, so first of all, if elderly people live longer, it also means that the society has to care for more of them than earlier, than in earlier eras, in previous eras, than in previous eras, when people did not live so long. Yeah, in previous eras when people did so when people did so not live so long. This is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's see. I want to use here the word longevity when longevity was less in previous eras, when longevity was less. Okay, so what you've written, it's not wrong, but this is a way to pep it up, to give it more spice. In addition, taking care of old people was, ouch, easier in previous centuries when two, three, or even four generations lived under the same roof. I like this phrase, lived under the same roof. So, in addition, taking care of old people was. So, firstly, might be. But no. Let's see. Let's get the right tense. Might have been easier in previous centuries. Okay, we've used a when in the last one. So let's change this when to an as. 2, 3, or even 4 generations lived under the same roof. In addition, taking care of old people might have been easier. Let's give this an extra little bit. Might well have been easier in the previous centuries. Yeah, in the previous centuries. I'd probably take out in previous centuries, more general, as 2, 3, or even 4 generations lived under the same roof. In this case, the younger generations could pay attention to the older people. So, in this case, the younger generations could pay attention, could pay attention to, the younger generations could pay attention to, let's make this general, the is not wrong, to older people's needs. Could pay attention to older people's needs. Probably pay attention to, it works, could deal with older people's needs. However, good, I like this linker. Older people of today's society are different from their ancestors in several ways. So older people of today's society, I would say in today's society. Of is not wrong, but in sounds more natural. Are different from their ancestors in several ways. Okay, several's not bad. Let's see. In a multitude of ways. It's just to give it a bit more interesting vocabulary, in a multitude of ways. They have the opportunity to benefit from the scientific improvements in healthcare, which contribute to a better quality of their standard of living. Okay, so they have the opportunity to benefit. Again, I would take out this it's not wrong, but from general scientific improvements as opposed to the specific ones in healthcare, which contribute to a better quality of their standard of living. I think we don't need this quality of, to a better standard of living. And then let's add an adverb here. To a radically better, a much better. I think I like this word, radically. Better standard of living. I'm including this because it's an adverb describing an adjective, and that shows good grammar qualities. Therefore, it occurs very often that old people are able to take care of themselves until the end of their lives. So, therefore, it occurs very often. It occurs very often. So, this is not wrong, but it doesn't feel very natural. Therefore, let's so. Therefore, therefore, an increasing, no, it's an S, number. Therefore, an increasing number of old people are able to take care of themselves until the end of their lives. Yeah. So take care of themselves. Let's add a little bit more to give it some pep. Right up to the end of their lives. Another effect on the society. Yeah, you can use the it sounds better without society generally. That is worth, no, so not worth to mention. Worth plus ing, worth mentioning, important one, is the impact of old people on the job market, good the. So if people are able to live a longer life, it also means, and again we've got this zero conditional, so if people are able to live a longer life, I would probably so if people are able to live a longer life, it also means that they are going to remain active for a longer time. Okay, so I would just say if people are living longer lives, it also means that they are going to remain active for a longer time. Let's just take out the longer time. For longer. They are going to remain active for longer. Considering this phenomenon, it can be determined that old people are going to retire later, causing a higher unemployment rate of younger people. I think this is a good point. So considering this phenomenon, it can be determined that old people are going to retire later, causing a higher unemployment rate. So causing, this is fine, but here, let's try a phrasal verb. Giving rise to a higher unemployment rate of younger people. So considering this phenomenon, to remain active longer. I like the fact that you've used a passive here, but it can be determined. It's a little bit clumsy. It's not wrong. Okay, so let's take this out. I could say as a result of this, but we've already used it. Can remain active for longer. Okay, we could join these two together, but it makes quite a long one. Um, this phenomenon, you've used phenomenon before as well. Um, the so yeah, one of the results of this is that one of the results of this, one of the outcomes, one of the effects of this, one of the outcomes, one of the consequences of this is that old people are going to retire later, giving rise to a higher unemployment rate of younger people. Okay, of younger people, yeah. On the other side of the coin, working together with people who are so experienced in their work field can be very beneficial for their colleagues. On the other side of the coin, working together with people who are working with people who are so highly experienced in their field can be very so. Let's try another word. Can be extremely. Can be, yeah, let's try extremely. Beneficial for their younger colleagues. Whoops, H-I. On the other side of the coin, working together with people who are highly experienced in their field can be extremely beneficial for their younger colleagues. Finally, the fact that in our society people have a longer a longer life and a higher standard of living results in a much wiser society. I like this wiser society. Yes, and also what I like you've done here is this sentence is working into the next sentence. It's linking, and this gives you good cohesion. Old people possess lots of experience, so lots of. It's not wrong, but so a vast amount of experience and knowledge about everything, which can have a positive impact on younger people's way of thinking. Okay, this is right again. Let's just add something here which in turn can have a positive impact on younger people's way of thinking. Good. And then you're going to sum up here. All things considered, I like this. Old people who have the opportunity to live a longer life contribute to societies in a very positive way. So very, nothing wrong with it. Highly, in a highly positive way. Old people are different from their ancestors. So I would probably say these old people are different from their ancestors because they are more active and they are able to preserve their health for a very long time. Okay, to preserve their health for a very long time. For longer periods, for health, for more years, for many more times, for much more time, for preserve their health for so a very long time. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's see, for more years than previously. Moreover, not only can they helpful, so almost, and you've got an inversion here. This is very good. Not only can they be helpful and experienced colleagues in the workplace, but they also contribute to everyday's happenings with their wisdom. To everyday's happenings, to daily life, they also contribute to day-to-day happenings. Whoops, I made a mistake here. With their wisdom. Day-to-day happenings with their wisdom. Contribute to day-to-day happenings. Day-to-day life. Sounds better. With their wisdom. Because of these reasons, it's all right. I think I might change this because of. There are some people who don't like this phrase because of, although it is acceptable. Okay, I'm going to put for. For these reasons, I could never consider old people as a burden on society. Okay, so this is it's a good essay. It's not bad. You've got one or two little mistakes that you certainly shouldn't have made. That was a silly mistake. Let's see. Caring for the elderly, you've definitely answered that bit. Jobs, you've definitely answered that bit. Experience, that's certainly one of your own ideas. You've definitely answered the question, which is very good. Let's see. You tried an inversion here at the bottom. Unfortunately, you didn't quite nail it because you missed the B. But that's still to your credit because it shows that you know it and you're trying it. Let's see. I think you want to try and include more interesting vocabulary, and yes, let's see. The structures you've used are certainly not bad as well. I think probably at level C2. I'm going to give this maybe a pass. I'm going to give it something, sorry, not level C2, at level C1, I'm going to give this something like a 5.5. So I'm going to give this essay a pass at C1, but there's room for improvement that I'm certain you will make with practice. So thank you very much. Bye for now.